Hi, I'm Debbie House, editor of Retail TouchPoints, and I'm here with Diane Innes, who is a retail principal at ThoughtWorks. Welcome, and thanks for joining us. So we're going to get right into a conversation about clienteling. And it's a really interesting topic. It's changing, and I like to start out by talking about, from your perspective, what is the definition of clienteling? How should retailers today be thinking about it?
When we talk about clienteling at ThoughtWorks, we encourage our clients to think about clienteling as building a relationship, not only with existing customers, but with new customers, and finding ways to engage them throughout their lifetime relationship with the retail organization.
Yeah, so often we've thought of clienteling more just for the customers we have today, but it's way beyond that.
It's way beyond that, because if you're thinking about the opportunity that retailers have to expand their customer base, if you rely only on those customers that you have, eventually they die, they get bored, they change. So we've got to be constantly refreshing relationships and finding new relationships. And so we see clienteling as a way to take advantage of that, to build personal relationships. The way that, if you think about it, you used to have with smaller personal stores in the olden days, when the first time someone came into a store, they were unknown, but a retailer or the shopkeeper would build a relationship with them over time. That's what we're aiming to replicate in the digital age.
Okay, and so are retailers generally getting it right these days, or what are the challenges that retailers are facing with clienteling?
I think that a couple of the challenges that retailers are facing are that they are focusing on a very narrow segment of their potential audience. So they've got only a very small group of customers. The other thing that I think they're not getting right is that they're starting with technology-first solutions. So, and then sometimes the technology actually gets in the way of the personal relationship. So, people are very eager to have solutions where they talk about personalization quite a bit, but in addressing personalization, they're not thinking of the way that human beings actually behave. So they're feeding personal solutions or emails or contacts in ways that might be irrelevant, offensive, borderline creepy. So it's really about understanding human behavior and letting technology amplify that rather than pushing technology first.
Okay, very well put, thank you. So at ThoughtWorks you have a new solution that you're introducing that is going to address some of these issues. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So we're really excited about this solution. In fact, we're looking for a really great name for it. Right now we just call it Clienteling Plus or Clienteling on steroids, because it's about more than the customers that you have today. We've identified ways to build relationships with customers even as they're anonymous to a retailer when they come into the store. And getting back to the idea of thinking about the full experience, not just the technology, the solution that we're offering to our clients is the design of the experience from an anonymous shopper's perspective. So when someone comes into a store, we are enabling and empowering sales associates to really build a relationship in an engaging way with customers. So let's take, for example, the idea of a clothing retailer. Sometimes people come in and browse and they don't want assistance. Sometimes they do, and they may have an interaction with an associate and then leave the store, and you've lost the opportunity to build a relationship. What we're saying is take that opportunity, that natural human connection, and find ways to amplify it with the solution that we have. And what it does is it gets pieces of information from clients a bit at a time as you're having a conversation with them to make personalized recommendations, even without yet knowing who they are. So if Debbie, you came into a store and said, well, I'm looking for an outfit for a certain occasion, that's some information that immediately lets us know some choices. If you get a sense and say, well, what are some of your favorite colors? What sort of, how would you describe your personal style? Would you want to wear this outfit again? All these are pieces of nuggets of information that usually go into an associate's head, or into your black book if you think that there may be potential. But now with a tool, it can be captured immediately and begin to reinforce the idea of personal shopping for an individual without even knowing them. Because with these pieces of information, using some analytics that we are partnering with our partner Shoptelligence on, we're able to make recommendations, and the more information that a client provides, the more personal the recommendations become. And so it starts off quite small with the recommendation engine in a way that feels innocuous and non-threatening. And then as clients see the benefit of the information they provide, they're more likely to want to provide more information. And if we think about human behavior and human psychology, the exchange of information and the exchange and the return of value builds trust over time, even within that short exchange. And that's the other important part of our solution and clienteling writ large, is to build trust so that clients and customers feel comfortable coming in and know that you've got their interests at heart. So the idea of this incremental engagement is very key.
Yeah, that's so important because, and you touched on the most important parts, the relevancy, the trust, and providing the right information at the right time. And then you have it as follow-up and for the next time they come into the store.
Because say that you find something that you like, you feel good about that. Maybe you found other things that you like and you didn't want at that time. Now it's a natural sort of conversation for a store associate to say, well, would you like me to send this to you? Or store it so that the next time you come back, we can look at something like this again. And then you understand that there's value in saying, well, yes, let me give you my email or my phone number. Because how often now do you go to a store and you're at the checkout counter with stuff already in hand and someone says, so can I have your phone number or your email? And you're not really inclined to give it. One, it feels a little intrusive at that point. And why should I give you? What are you going to do with it? Whereas there's a clear, having demonstrated the relevance, there's a clear value to sharing information. And then an associate can, understanding your preferences and the mini profile that's been built quite rapidly in store, offer you things that are relevant to you and not things that are, sometimes as you see with other recommendation engines, customers like you also like this, or people who bought this thing also bought this thing. It's actually based on your personal characteristics, which makes it even more relevant.
And so you're helping not only the customer, but also the store associate be a better brand advocate.
Absolutely. And then over time, with the aggregation of this information and the machine learning, the store associate gets smarter as the algorithm and the solution gets smarter about providing insights to the customers and their behavior. And
congratulations on the new solution, and thanks so much for sharing your insights with us today.
My pleasure.
Okay, have a great day. Thank you.